Greetings, Shelpers. Thank you for joining me for some Bellatro today. I wasn't sure what I wanted to play, but it's been a week already since I did something for the channel, and I really wanted to get back into it. So what we're gonna try is the second ante of this hand. So the small blind gives no reward money, so that means I might as well just skip them to see what I can get. Okay, $5. Hey, that's better than sometimes. Sometimes I only get 4 out of the small. So we're gonna try here. I hope everyone's been doing well. I hope everyone's been staying cool enough. It has been quite warm as of late. Yeah, I don't have enough to make a straight here. And it was unbearable. Even with our air conditioner on, it was still like 76 in the inside. So that's still quite warm for us. We don't live down south, so when everybody's like, oh, your heat was nothing, well, it was something to us. You know, everybody has their own acclimations and whatnot and what they're used to. That would be like me telling someone like in Arizona, oh, it's only 18 inches of snow, get over it. Like, that's not how this works. So it's been warm, but we've made it through. I've missed all of you. I keep thinking I'm gonna go back to streaming at a certain time, and then I kind of don't. And I don't want to keep thinking about it and trying to promise, because right now my brain says it would be better to start it when everybody and everything is kind of settled next month. But then again, I don't know, because we honestly can't tell you where we're gonna be. And I know that sounds a little weird, but like, we're gonna be here obviously, but like right now there's just a lot of stuff going on in the world, and like, I'm not always okay, so we're gonna just kind of roll with it and see what happens. See, we can upgrade this if we play 4 cards, which is fine. I just hope that I can get through this, or it's gonna be so super fracked. All right, I hate the one where they're like 1 less, because yeah, I can't really do anything right now. I'll go 2 pair again, we'll see what happens. But yeah, for our anniversary, we watched The Wild Robot, don't know if I told you that, and we watched the Garfield movie. Garfield movie was actually quite a bit of fun. I have no more discards, let's try. And it had some of the same humor and stuff as the comics and whatnot, although he's not as surly anymore in a lot of ways. It was still a lot of fun. Still some good adventure going on. I have no complaints. Oh fuck, I need to use that right away. And the Wild Robot was very, very emotional. Incredibly so. And I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it. It's something I wouldn't mind owning eventually. So yeah, Wild Robot is totally worth. What else have we been up to? Well, I've been working on the next paranormal stream. I finally have a ship. It has finally come in. No, not quite yet, but I am kind of taking a look at like the ghost ships around the Great Lakes, and I kind of settled on one, and it's fitting in a way because my town, or the town over or something, had a play about the ship, because it's also like, well, if I say it, it's gonna wreck it, but there's a Christmas ship that's also a ghost ship on one of the Great Lakes. So that's what you're getting from me. Hopefully next week I might do some kind of weird Christmas in July shit with it. So we'll see. I am not gonna make it out alive today, I don't think. I'm not getting the good jokers that I want, but we'll try to make the best of it. Okay, so I wanted a ship that wasn't just like lost under mysterious circumstances, because to me that's not a ghost ship. I want a ghost ship that's like you still see it. And yes, I know there are reasons why people still see ships on the water. There is a phenomenon. It's kind of like a mirage. I'm not gonna talk about it too much here, but yeah, it's been really interesting researching and figuring out everything and stuff like that. Sometimes I researched this kind of thing and I'm like, I would not want to be like, it makes me think I don't want to be on a ship, okay? I don't want to be on a ship. I don't want to be on a plane. I don't want to be anywhere where there's only like a little thing between me and the endless sky till the crashing earth. And I don't want to be anywhere that's like a piece of wood or fiberglass between me and like 20 million fathoms of ocean. It's just not for me. And yes, I know cars are actually way more dangerous, but I'm used to cars, you know? It would be like if I grew up around, let's say, maybe the big cats, and I wouldn't have like a huge fear of like getting my face mauled off by like a lion, but I've never been around a lion, okay? Everything's scary to me, so it's alright, but it just makes me think, gee, I'm glad I have decided not to take that route. Okay. Earn okay, $1 for what you have. I don't want to do that. I want to get rid of this one, and then I will take this one. It's kind of a, if you pair that one with a certain other joker that gets rid of all your discards but gives you like 3 more hands, they work exceedingly well together. I don't think I'll be able to get this one so far. Like, I don't think they'll let me have it this run. They don't usually let me have the things that make my life perfect on this game, but it's alright. I also watched the movie Afraid with the AI and the family, and oh my goodness, it was worse than I fucking thought. I don't even know why I go through horror movies anymore. I honestly don't. Like, they disappoint me, okay? They disappoint me like a lover that's been like teasing you for months, and then you finally get in and you see what's going on and you're like, what's going on here? And then there's nothing going on. And you're like, could that have been any more convoluted? Yeah, pointless to say. I'm serious though. It was like a lot of rev up, a lot of interest, a lot of spoop, and then just kind of died. And it's like, I took my pants off for this? Thank you. So, nah. I wish, there's something about modern day horror movies, man. They're just not the same. And it's probably just the ones I happen to be keeping track of, but oof. Oof times 12. I was like, oh, for sure this is gonna be something at least somewhat interesting, because I think I told everybody about the one, I'm gonna play the 4 jacks, why not? I think I told everybody about the one movie I watched with the AI, and it was actually becoming a serial killer because it had nothing else to do with its time, and I guess that's one way to look at it, but ultimately it was just way worse. I don't recommend it. So many of the horror movies I've been seeing lately, I'm just like, don't recommend, not even worth the once. So there's that. Let's see what I want to do here. We don't have enough of anything really. I do want to continue South of Midnight as a playthrough. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be gone so long that I'm going to just give up the playthrough because my brain is going to be like, we can't get into this. I'm going to try this week sometime to do an actual stream. It's not going to be something I announce. It's kind of like the Wholesome, where it was just easier and better for me to get on, get everything uploaded easier, and then just leave. I know some of you might not like that I do that, but it's simpler because I don't want to have a thought in my head about when I'm going to stream, and then I have a crying jag in the bathroom for like 2 hours, and then my voice is hoarse, and then I can't. And it's not fair that I say I'm going to be somewhere when I can't make that promise. But I keep trying to figure out what I'm going to do and keep you entertained, at least for a little while, which I don't know. Have any of you ever been to a casino? I sure as hell haven't. People are like, oh, you know, when you go to a casino, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, as long as you go to a casino, and I did that completely fucking wrong, but it still worked out okay. As long as you go to a casino, remembering that you're not meant to make money. What you're buying with your 50 or whatever it is you agree upon is the entertainment for the night. It's basically like going to an arcade and playing the arcade machines. That's it. That's the tweet. You treat it as though you're not getting your money back and the machine is what's entertaining you and you're just there to have a good time till it's done. So you go in with a set amount of money that you're willing to spend, no more, and that's how you get out alive. And I know the problem with gambling is it's always so tempting to be like, well, you know, I could just, you know, hit a couple more times and then the machine will kick over. And no, that's not true. The machines are basically designed to get you to feel that way, though. They're designed to make you feel like, oh, one extra time, one more thing and I'll be rich, one more thing I'll get all my money back, and then you're gonna one more thing yourself into the galaxy of like minus $10,000. And I don't know how many of you have that. If you do, to, you know, just get rid of and fling around, great. I'm not asking you for my cut, but I just want you all to be aware. I know a lot of people who started off with like, oh, it's just gonna be harmless fun, and then it was like, wow, it turns into once a month, then once a week, then mobile games, I don't know, just so much. But yeah, if you do feel like you are gonna go gamble and have a good time, set your certain amount of money. Don't imbibe too many adult beverages to where you kind of lose track of where you're going or how much you're spending, etc. There are reasons a lot of casinos bring you free drinks and whatnot. It's so you don't get up. It's so maybe you're just a little bit not sure how much you're spending, etc. My mom only ever went a few times. I've never been, but I don't want to tempt the gods, because it would be really, really difficult to figure out the hard way that I have an addiction. And since I have family members who've had gambling addictions or whatever else, I'm not going through it, because why would I do that to myself? Sometimes it's better to not know yourself in certain ways, in my opinion. So, okay, we got nothing to make me happy. Come on, Lord. I might break my glass one. Glass cards have a chance to break. I'm on the second ante. Have I been doing small blinds? I have been, haven't I, Shelpers? Oh, goodness. That's silly of me. Husband and I are still playing Dying Light, and we're still liking it, but the parkour stuff gets so brutal. There was one part where we had to get to a bridge, and the only way to climb for the bridge was to climb up this tower, and it was like pipe, jump over, another pipe, jump over, this thing to shimmy up, and it's like, I can't tell you how many times we like cracked Crane's brain like an egg. It was just very, very bad. We made it through, but it was like one of us had to stay down below and basically revive the other person. We sucked, but it was still fun. And being out at night on that game is just terrible. And then I'm like, is there any way to kill these people? And then husband's like, nope, you just gotta run. So, but we've been still having a lot of fun. We might also start playing the second Dead Island, I think it is. And yes, I tried that myself once. No, I couldn't read it, but that's what husband is for. Husband is going to try and lead me so I don't get confused about the maps. I don't have trouble with like climbing stuff because he can take care of it. That's what we've been doing for Dying Light. I keep calling it Dead by Daylight. I don't mean to. I'm not into Dead by Daylight at all, but it's familiar, so I keep saying it. But yeah, I'm trying to just get through it with him, and it gets really tough. So my problem is we usually have at least, like, we always have a stopping point in a zombie game. Either because everything gets like so much worse, or oh, I only have a 0 multi on that, huh? Well, I could try to fix that. Okay, let's try that, even though I know I'm gonna pick a card out of this one. So the red card that basically looks like nothing is if you skip a card Like this, it gets a multiplier. Not to be confused with Markiplier. Ah, shit. All face cards are... Oh, fuck me. I had to get rid of it because that multiplier made everything go bad. Oh, no. And I love that card. Oh, shit. Oh, well. This one's gonna hurt, but we'll figure it out. That was a rough game. Touche. Tomorrow, husband and I are going out. It shouldn't be so damn hot. We have a cold front finally moving in. The heat dome is gonna break. So, we're excited. We don't have Netflix anymore, so I'm back to Tubi until we decide to buy a month of another thing, but I don't know if we will. We kind of are interested because right now Hulu and Max and Disney Plus are running like the low ad supported plans for 17 bucks altogether, and that's not bad, but I don't know. The thing that we were pissed about when we got Netflix was that they decided with Netflix to give you an ad program that, you know, is less money. And we were like, oh yeah, that's great. And then they turned around and were like, but you cannot afford most of the content on here. Like some of the content, if you have the ad supported, you don't have access to. And I was like, well, that fucking stinks. So, and it does. So we only had it like one. I don't really want any of these. At least I get the plus. So we don't really have any of the stuff that we had to upgrade, and we weren't happy about it, but we didn't keep it, so what can I say about that? Oh, I do have room for an extra Joker, and I have not been taking it because I have a negative effect on one of my cards. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of this, a lot of Dying Light, some Galaxy Burger. There is the new Lost in Random on the Game Pass, and I really want to play that, and if I like it, maybe play it with all of you. I don't know, it's a top-down that doesn't really seem to do well on my channel, but I'm gonna try, mayhap. Okay. Da-da-da. My friend of my friend has cancer, and it's really, really bad. And she's helping the friend, which is great, but she's also had to ask, oh, I'm not going to win this, am I? I don't think so. She had to ask the nurse, like, is it normal for chemo to basically make you an asshole? And the nurse was like, no, it doesn't. And she's disabled herself and is trying to make everything better for the friend, and the friend has a really bad prognosis. I don't know if the friend understands, but everybody understands what stage 4 is, and it's just been a lot. And I'm trying to tell her, like, that's not fair to you. You know, at the same time, your friend is probably scared, maybe angry as hell. I never did the angry thing with cancer, but my prognosis was, you know, pretty good. I'm still here. But also, I'm never one of those people that's like, why me? Because I think if something bad, I know I have a laugh in my voice, but if something bad is gonna happen, I think it's happening to me. I think it's coming my fucking way. Like, if it can't happen, my brain's like, yep, just right on time. I guess I'm like Eeyore that way. And I know that sounds bad, but it's kind of true. So I never went through a why me, why cancer, why twice. Because, you know, anybody can get it, unfortunately. And that's kind of where my brain went. So I didn't have that, but she might, you know. And sometimes religion helps certain people and sometimes it doesn't, and it's complicated. So I was just trying to tell her, you know, that's not fair to you. Maybe she needs an outlet, you know. And there are just so many things going on, and I'm just trying to, like, help the way I can. But everybody goes through. The thing I don't like about the cancer journey thing, and I think I've explained this before, is everybody thinks that you're gonna be like this really like grateful person to just go through it, and every day is gonna be fucking rainbows and butterflies and sunshine coming out of your asshole. And it's not like that. For instance, I've always been afraid of death. I know you're like, great topic, Toluca, tell us more. I've always been afraid of death. And when I was diagnosed when going through treatment, which treatment makes you feel like shit, especially when it's chemo, because chemo is designed to basically kill you before, or kill the cancer before it kills you, and before the chemo kills you as well. That's what people don't understand. That's what makes you so sick, because the chemo is trying to, you know, kill everything, and it's trying to kill literally everything. That includes you. It takes out the healthy stuff as well as the icky stuff. So you constantly are fighting this thing trying to kill you. And so you get there. I didn't need to do that. Okay, turns one card into a stone card. We're gonna sell that right away. Probably shouldn't have done that, but fuck it. We're doing it live. Okay. But yeah, they actually use arsenic with some cancers still. I mean, you're literally poisoning yourself. I wish there were different ways to go about it, but there's not. Okay, so I don't have any discards right now. All right, so I'm just gonna take one of these and just go, whee, it's high card. Lovely. Okay, hopefully they give me something else. They do. At least it's a 3 of a kind. Unless there is a suit. We can go by suit as well. No, I didn't think so. Okay. It's better than nothing, but I don't know if it's gonna last. So, you know, you're not only faced with the thought that you're gonna die and it's gonna be soon or soon enough, but you have to go with the thought of, I'm fucking sick. I'm really bad sick. I'm vomiting. I'm losing my hair. I'm, you know, losing my white blood cells because it literally is killing them off. Like, there are so many things going on in your body, and all you can do is just hang on for dear life, thinking that the cancer is gonna die before you will. The cancer will blink before you. It's like a game of chicken where it just sucks. And imagine facing your mortality and feeling like shit all the time and wondering if you're gonna be here the next, you know, week, month, year, and you feel so gross. And I ended up having a very, very big fear of death, like worse than normal, and that never went away. As a matter of fact, sometimes I still wake up in the dead of night, heart hammering in my chest, palms sweaty, mom spaghetti, and just freaking the fuck out over the thought of dying. Do I want to be like that? No, but I am. So that was a gift that cancer gave me. So everybody deals with it in their own way. Not everybody is like, oh, this is sunshine and rainbows and I'm just glad to be alive. Like, yeah, you are, but at certain points, like, you feel survivor's guilt. You can feel like still sucky because there are after effects of chemo, including permanent heart and lung damage. There are just a lot of things to go through. So when people are like really struggling with anger, I do recommend things that my friend of a friend will not do, which is like go to a support group and whatnot. And it's because you need to know there are other people going through what you're going through. Maybe they'll have some insight, something to help you, etc. But I don't know. I also told my friend maybe she should go to a support group for caregivers, because, you know, caregivers also need room to grieve, room to scream, room to whatever. It's not good being on any side of that equation. Husband was jet black terrified that I was going to die, he was going to lose me. So most of the time I could not break down because I didn't want somebody who I love so much to be that scared. So I was always like really careful about how I like showed my fear. Okay, that's $12. That would be more than the other one, so let's go. And then we'll do this one. Nope. Oh, that's okay, we'll try. And then our neighbor fell yesterday and she had to go back in, and it's because her chemo is making her so weak as well. So like, it's just something going around, man. I hope everybody is okay. And then you think about like the state of the world and everything, and it's like, oh my god, that's so depressing. All I gotta tell you is what I tell myself, I guess, and that is the whole look for the helpers from Mr. Rogers when you're worried about like legislation passed or who's like hurting who as a country and all that other stuff. I just keep thinking, who is there to help? Can I help? How can I help if I can't help? And even if it's a little bit, what can I do? If it's not globally, what can I do for a neighbor, for a friend? That kind of thing. I always ask myself. And I think that's what we have to do. You know, husband and I kind of watch out for our neighbor lady who's sick on and off as much as we can anyway. And we try to be understanding and of other people and other things, and it's just what you can do as you can do it. And you're not expected to take on the entire world, change the entire world. You know, everybody thinks it's this grand thing where you constantly are working toward a better future, and sure, yeah, do that, but at the same time, it's little things. It doesn't have to be like Fortune 500 companies for everything and everyone. It's just start where you can, start at home, start volunteering, start, you know, reaching out to friends, making sure they're okay, having plans for your family if you need to evacuate, if that's something that, you know, you're in like a flood zone or whatever, making sure you and as many loved ones as you have are as safe as you can be. Do something, because a lot of things going on at once make you feel hopeless, make you feel like there's nothing else to be done, making you feel like inaction is like the only possible path, and it isn't. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this one for this one. Hopefully that's not the wrong fucking thing to do. I've done the wrong thing before. But yeah, so find a cause you believe in, find something that makes you happy, and go toward it. You know, I can't say what's gonna happen with politics, with the world events, with anything. All I can say is that I'm here now and I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to know people and to love people and meet them where they're at, and I'm trying my best to be a person that does what I can for the world, no matter how small that might be. And there is a saying by someone, and I forget who, but I think it was a college professor, and it was, you're supposed to save someone else in this life, but if the only person you can save, who you can save is yourself, that's enough. And I don't think they mean like pushing people out of the way to get off the plane first. I think what they mean more of is like, if you can only save one person's life, it's okay that it's your own. You know, if you only have the spoons, the resources or whatever to only save you, like you cannot handle anything else. Like you're just gonna like tip over into the abyss if you try to fix anything or help anyone, because you don't have the ability, the spoons, the money, the nothing. It's okay that it's you. You know, and a lot of that is, there is a lot of guilt, and it would come also with survivor's guilt in a way. It's like with the whole thing I talked about with having cancer, it's like Why do you survive when other people don't? Like, that's what your brain asks you. So, and it's not a healthy place to be mentally a lot of times. But what can you do about it except try to go on, you know? There's no harm in trying to save what you can. Or how little you can. As long as you try. So, that's why I always have, like, I need more Sunshine Minutes to talk about, like, how to get involved, how to, like, support your favorite authors and stuff. Though, I'm pretty sure you all know, like, where I'm gonna be going with that. Like, you know, share their posts and stuff like the animal shelter. But I think it's important to have it said anyway. And I am not winning this round again. I rely way too much on my face cards. God bless it. Oh well, we'll just play it out and we'll deal with it. Yep. It ain't gonna work, but that's okay. Yep, I don't have enough to make a flush either, and that would have been my only saving grace. Alright, Shelpers, I didn't mean to be a bit of a downer with this one. I want you to all have hope. That's what I want in this life for you. Because life's gonna get dark and it's gonna kick you in the pants and it's gonna hurt your feelings and people are gonna not be around, and what I want for you is hope and to know that you can do something for someone and to know that it's not that bad in a lot of ways, because even though you see like people fighting and war and guns, and there are so many people who are just like you, just trying to do your best, and we're all drops in the bucket, but we can overflow the bucket if we just do a little bit. I mean, you might save somebody else's life with just checking on them. You never know. So keep all that in mind and know that you're cared for very deeply, and that I'm trying to remain strong on my end, no matter how little I can actually make that happen. And I hope you all stay cool or warm, depending on which hemisphere you're on, I guess, and that you're all doing well, and that you remember to hydrate and all that wonderful stuff, because you're important and I value each one of you. And I guess I will see you next time for hopefully South of Midnight. I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully I'm not out of that already, but it's possible. And thank you so much. I hope you're having a good official summer. Bye!